Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. On the screen today, you're going to be watching some Black Ops 4 gameplay. And we have an article today, courtesy of Charlie Intel, talking about Black Ops 4. And there was some backlash from the community talking about, I guess you could say, it says frequency of content releases. So basically what everybody was saying was that, other games are getting updated almost weekly. Like Fortnite, like the store updates every day, but then like they're also adding and fixing stuff and just improving the game on a more frequent basis than when Treyarch does it. And then look at Apex. Probably I'm not sure if there's been a patch for Apex yet, but I'm assuming that these guys are looking at the game and taking care of the game and stuff like that. And so there were some guys that were kind of saying Treyarch doesn't do it as often, and just kind of calling them out almost. But I'm gonna get into the article here, and it says Vaughn comments on the frequency of content releases post launch for Black Ops 4. Treyarch's studio design director, alongside being active on Reddit overnight, was also active on Twitter with some additional comments on the studio and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Many people in his mentions have been asking about the frequency of new content being released for Black Ops 4, and he replied that Season 3 is coming and to stay tuned. He once again stated that the schedule is more aggressive than doing 4 DLC packs a year time frame, but he only compares it to Black Ops 3 rather than recent COD games, which have had more frequent community events like World War II. And then this guy tweeted at him. He said, "The game itself is good, no hate on that front. Lack of content updates since day one. Pretty much nothing but bug fixes, and that is true. People buying the Black Ops Pass pretty much got scammed. Daily paywall shop gets more updates than anything else. Not my smartest purchase for a COD game." And these are all very valid points. Everything in the store, it's like you have to get it either through grinding the game a lot, or you obviously have to pay for it. So Vaughn replied, he said, "I hear you. Season 3 isn't far away. Season schedule more aggressive than 4 DLC drops like the last game we made. Stay tuned." He also followed up in another tweet in what appears to be making a comparison to Fortnite, Apex, and PUBG, and said that they're updating 3 different modes at the same time versus those games only having one mode to update constantly. But it's like, I don't necessarily know how I feel about that, because I feel like if you have one team working on 3 things, why not split those people up into 3 teams, and then one of those teams works on one thing? You have a zombies team, you have a blackout team, you have a multiplayer team. I don't like if everybody's just working on 3 things at the same time. It's like, I'm not sure that's the most efficient use of people and the most efficient use of time, but whatever, it's beside the point. And then this guy replied, he said exactly what I was saying. "I'm sure you're all grinding away within your scope, just hard to see the result on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis." And then he said, "The world has changed. We used to do 4 DLC drops. All of us are learning and adapting how to do that with a game like this. We aren't just one mode with one map, and that complicates things. We'll figure it out." He stated that we aren't just one mode with one map like how Fortnite is, which does make it easier for them to focus a lot of their studio's resources on the Battle Royale mode versus Treyarch investing into multiplayer, blackout, and zombies. The next operation for Black Ops 4 is expected to begin February 19th. More details are expected next week. But, I feel like this is just one of those things where he's trying to make up an excuse because of what, the other games are doing. And, people, a lot of people trust in Treyarch, myself included. We were all hyped about the game, and I just feel like the game isn't being as supported as much, with the store updates every day. Yes, because Activision wants their money, Treyarch wants their money, whatever you want to call it, and I have no hate for that. But if people paid $80 for a game, I expect the game to be updated somewhat regularly. Fortnite is a free game, and it gets updates almost weekly. So, I'm failing to see either way, bottom line, there shouldn't be an excuse made, and I feel like this is an excuse being made. Zombies, I feel like multiplayer gets the short end of the stick. So there's probably not many people focusing on that. Then zombies. Blackout is, you know, their bread and butter right now, apparently. They don't care about multiplayer anymore. And, you know, I just see this as an excuse. Like, you know, free games are getting more updates than paid games now. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm failing to see where that makes sense. This is not something that should be occurring. And yeah, you know, it's kind of sad to see that, you know, COD has gone down this route with this, you know, like money is more important than the game. You know, don't get me wrong, like I said before, money is like, these guys want to make their money, fine, I have no problem with that. Businesses are in the business of making money. I've said that multiple times, but it's just like, you know, I feel like now they care more about the money than the game, whereas before they cared about the game. You know, go watch interviews from, you know, the guys that made Modern Warfare 2, those Vince Zampella guys, and, you know, all those people. And, you know, like, you should take a tour of the studio, you know, and all that stuff. There's videos on YouTube, you know, there's interviews, multiple interviews, and, you know, they talk about like the passion that they have for the game. I just, obviously they could be lying and say, yeah, you know, we care about the game, this and that, and they really care about money. But it's like, now I feel like it's all about, like, Fortnite changed the game. You know, Fortnite said, we're gonna come out with this free game, and there's skins and, you know, whatever else you want to buy. And Activision saw how much money Fortnite was making and Epic Games was making. They said, you know what, we need to be a part of this. And I don't think they thought it through all the way. And, you know, it's, I'm glad that people are now waking up and, you know, seeing what's going on. And I'm glad that, you know, these guys are tweeting at, you know, Vonderhaar and shit, saying, you know, like, what's going on? Like, we paid $80 for this game. Fortnite's a free game and it's getting more updates. So, you know, what did I pay $80 for? Fucking nothing. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just a little voice in a big community. But, you know, I hope to, I guess you could say, do my part, and hopefully, you know, we get this fixed soon, or, you know, something, because you can't be fucking over your customers, because at the end of the day, those are the people that drive your business, and those are the people that keep you in business. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to end it off there. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It is very much appreciated. We are going to be live on Twitch tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and I'll talk to you next one.